Good afternoon, dear teachers, and also you, our panelists, and whoever is watching this video. My name is Aileen. I will be your moderator, and these are our panelists today in this panel discussion. Miss Giselle, Miss Paranina, Miss Abigail Senior, and also Mr. Elmer Rojas. Welcome, and we appreciate because you are joining us today. And as I mentioned, this is a panel discussion where we'll be talking about which has been our foreign language acquisition course. To start, I would like to remind you how this journey started back on that class where we were observing a teacher on an online class. And this teacher was encouraging his students to speak in English. I don't know if you can remember that the activity consisted of a video about zombies, and students had to build sentences but express them not writing or reading, but orally. And that situation, that class, inspired us to design activities to help students to improve their confidence when speaking English. So uh, you can see on the screen that poster that we designed, and we designed 5 activities to help students to reduce anxiety and to improve their confidence. For example, in the first activity, which was the confidence circles, students had to speak about personal experience, and the rest of the team to respond with positive statements. Then we create a digital role play where the student had to choose an avatar, and just to help them not to show their face on the camera, because we know that when students are in virtual sessions, they feel ashamed to open the camera. The third activity was about the Jeopardy game, where teams in a competition had to express questions and answer in English. And also a podcast designed by Abigail, where students had to decide to, uh, to create a podcast using digital tools. And this is something important in these activities. We use different digital tools to help our students to improve their English speaking skills. So we were aim or the objective of these activities was exactly that, to help our students to reduce anxiety when speaking English, and also to strengthen this confidence. So since it has been a great journey with you, my classmates and partners, and I can say friends, I would like to start this panel discussion knowing how do you feel until now with this foreign language acquisition course. And my first question for you is, what was the most valuable experience from your teaching practice? Feel free to raise your hand.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. My answer is the most valuable experience from my teenage practice was relation whole theory and, and learning depending on the grammar or vocabulary, um, but also on emotional, cognitive, and social factor. Concepts like Gaussian affective filter, biotoscopy, social interaction, interaction and community techniques become real when I say that the student participate more when they feel safe and motivated.
Oh, that's pretty awesome, and I can remember those theories, especially Lev Vygotsky about the social interaction and how it can help students to express with confidence. Thank you so much for those thoughts, Abigail. Someone else?
Okay, said the Elmer, are you going to speak? Go ahead.
Afternoon, and about the most valuable experience. The most valuable experience during my teaching practice was having the opportunity to closely understanding the real teacher inside the classroom. Draw observation was able to identify strategies, attitudes, and dynamics. They was for the teacher in the learning process. This helped me recognize the importance of interaction classroom management and preparation planning. Thank you to this analysis, being the develop my own pedagogical criteria and further guidance. Essential to token finally refer in real educational. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you, Elmer, for sharing. Okay, now you want to continue saying this? Do you want something about this question?
Yes, thank you, Ime. So I want to mention that a really valuable experience to me was being exposed to English in all the activities we attended in this course. All the field diaries that we had to write, all the events that where we had to listen completely English and also to speak. That impact that we had learned in this course, we were exposed to that, sorry, and it was significant to me because it helped me feel more confident when talking and also more fluent because I already or now I feel that it's missing, still missing, but I feel that I enhanced my speaking. So through these kind of activities, I feel more comfortable now speaking, listening to others. I can understand more, and also all the activities were raising the challenge for me because it started by just understanding the environment, the practical environment, then listening to that class, that virtual class that you mentioned before, and identify a problem. When we had to identify that problem, it was easy for us just to talk about it. But then there was a challenge to think about a solution and think about ways in how we could assess the problem. So this is why the posters here and that kind of experiences are significant to me.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Experts say that one way to learn is when you teach to others. And in this course, we were learning how to teach, but at the same time, I can see that it was a personal lesson for each one of you. Okay, now we can continue uh, with the second question, which is how did your view of language acquisition evolve during the course?
Okay, at the beginning, of course, I thought language acquisition was mainly about the Chinese grammar and vocabulary. Howard taught at the course my view changed completely. I learned 10 language acquisition in ballet. cognitive process, maneuvered input, real communication, culture, interactivity, and emotional support. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Abigail, for sharing with us those important points. Elmer, do you want to continue with this question? Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, I think he is having some connection issue. Just say, Miss, do you want to answer?
Yes, I can continue with the response. So there was a significant evolution about my thoughts about foreign language acquisition. There was an evolution because before this course and previous courses, I thought, and I was wrong about a foreign language acquisition because I thought that the mainly thing that we had to know was about grammar, as Abigail mentioned before. And then when I read about Skinner, Chomsky, and Vygotsky, I could realize that the real important thing that we had to know or to get prepared to let students understand a second language. There are things like the environment, the friendly environment that a teacher can construct or can build in a class, in a classroom, where students can feel confident to participate, and that is related to the theory of Skinner. And about Chomsky, I learned that we have a natural ability to follow common patterns to construct grammar structures and participate in our conversation. So there is where teachers, with a well-prepared teacher, can can help it become a learning. And about the other author who was Vygotsky, I learned and realized that social interaction in a classroom is important. We don't have only to, or we don't have to focus only on the students who knows the most. By the some of I forget the name. Some of the proximal development explained by Vygotsky, that kind of students um, may be it's really helpful for a class. So they can support others by the social interaction to to help the other students to understand better and to create a really friendly environment and where teachers can focus not only on their mistakes but more on their approaches. And that will become a really helpful way to help others understand and learn English. And that is important for us as future teachers to have in account.
Thank you so much, Giselle. And yes, and from those three theories, one of the most interesting for me was this one about Chomsky. When he was explaining how we learn a language in a natural way, and I think that that is one of the most practical strategies to teach a language when we expose the students to the language in a natural way, because grammar, writing, and other skills can come later. That's for later on, because when we learn our mother language, we start listening and speaking, and then we start with the
It, it
writing,
comes,
reading, and the grammar is the last.
yes.
Yeah, that's
It's sorry, it's last but not least because it is important too to avoid mistakes, but it's not the most important thing. So that
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 is
is
correct.
the biggest evolution about my thoughts. of my view of language learning.
That is correct. Yes, because we never speak perfectly a language, even we are Spanish native speakers and we make mistakes when we're speaking. So we will never speak perfectly a language, but that's why grammar is important,
Important.
is to speak correctly. Okay, Helmer, welcome back. We are discussing the second question. Do you have something to say about how did your view of language acquisition evolve during the course? I think that your audio is not enabled. Okay. I think we can move forward the third question while Elmer is solving the the connection issues. Okay, the third question for you guys is which activity from the Agora posters inspire you most and why?
Well, my inspired Tiagora poster much towards one focus on building confidence through an interactive English activity art, present activity, and strategies such as karaoke beer, speaking space, escape rooms, games, and IA base, and imagine the script description. The whisper helps the student reduces fear participation more naturally. The poster showed that technology can transform the classroom into the safe environment where students feel motivation to speak. It demonstrates confidence growth and when the learning is a fun, meaningful, and free of pressure. I found very inspiring because it connects I personally with the emotional and communicate aspect of language acquisition. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Abigail, again. And yes, technology is important. Is I would say that is the top topic in classrooms today because with the use of the AI and teachers have to get updated about the use of these tools. Thank you so much for those or insights, Abigail. Elmer, welcome back again. Do you want to share with us your response in regards to the third question? Which activity from the Agora posters inspire you most and why?
The that
Oh, I'm sorry. I think that his internet is lagging or something. Okay, let's continue. No worries about that. The show must go on. Okay, James, do you want to say something about the Agora posters?
Yes. Well, I won't speak about a specific poster, but I will say that I felt really inspired by all of the presentations from the methodology of English teaching course. I was really impressed and like excited because they shown up on their presentation what is next, what will be an obligation to us to develop in next semesters. And I was amazed because of their presentation, because there it was interesting to listen about the TPR method, the physical response or something like this. We where I understood, sorry, that from the problem identified, I think that they had to do the same as like us. From observed problem in the poster where they had to set activities, they had to develop a real English virtual class where they had to motivate or encourage the students to participate. They mentioned that it was hard to motivate students to participate. I think that they were like the English session that we just saw in this course that we watched, where we could see people behind their cameras and silent microphones. I can imagine that it was the same at the beginning, but then when the prepared class and all the resources that they implemented, people felt motivated, left nervousness besides, and just participated. And they, in the Agora, the groups were excited to show what they did. And I felt really impressed and motivated because I thought like it is not just see what is the problem and think about activities. Now we will have to implement in a real virtual class, and also fight with our own anxiety, with our fear to speak, not only as only a participant, but as a teacher. And I really felt inspired by the Agora in this aspect, because they shown us what they had to do, and that is what we will do next. So I was excited, I was amazed while watching this. And I'm interested in learning about the TPR method. I will read about it now on vacations.
Wow, beautiful to say this. And maybe this comment is out of context in this panel discussion, but I think that those points that we saw during the Agora event shows the quality of our university, because many people don't believe in virtual education. And this is a challenge. But through the Agora, we could learn that we are studying in a great university,
It
and
is.
will be great teachers because we are in good hands. We are in good hands, and with good hands, I mean we have great teachers who are guiding us through this path, which is become foreign languages teachers. So thank you so much for those aspects you say me. Just say me. I'm sorry. Okay, Elmer, we are discussing, I'm sorry, about the third question. What do you think about the Agora event posters? Uh, which one of them inspired you most and why?
Okay. From the Agora event, I'm taking impacts for my is suitable strategies and methodologies to teach English outside learning, and that creative dynamics and are essential in the experiences that help me to acquire a knowledge that use for applicable in different daily life situation. in the studio. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you, Elmer. Okay, since we have no much time uh, for continuing this panel discussion, I think that we can move forward to the fourth and last question for you guys. What did you take away from the Agora event as a future teacher? Abigail, do you want to start?
Yes, my as future teacher, the main lesson I take away from the Agora event is important of creativity, training learning. Sorry, every month to reduce anxiety in disgrace and conflict. Many presents show that the students want to present show speaking before emotions and lack of participation often stop them. The Agora happens me understand that technology, empathy, the game, the flavored learning, collaborative, and real life activity can make it a big difference. I learned that I teach now only about explaining confident um about listen observant and build safe space where students dare to speak. I live wide comments to the sick um manifold interactive and emotional super side experience for my future learns. Thank you.
Okay, Abigail. Elmer, do you want to say something in regards the third question? I'm sorry, the fourth question. I think that your microphone is not enabled. You are mute. Okay.
Uh, 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 I had a problem connection from uh, so the porter inspired the most watching song because present connected uh, concrete listening and comprehension, which are essentially skilled for communication in English, valuable to understand what the speaker is saying the participant in real conversation. For that reason, for this proportion are very is useful, applicable for developing authentic communication skill. Thank you.
Thanks to you. Okay, Giselle, Miss, you're the last one for this question.
Thank you. And I won't last longer. So what I will take from the Agora is that I won't be the teacher who only uses the whiteboard and in an English workbook. I realize the importance of the usage of all those resources that are useful tools for an English class and that can help us attend all the necessities of our students and their learning styles. So implement a game, video games, cards with images are really helpful, and I would take this for my future as an English teacher.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for sharing your thoughts and those insights in regards our foreign language acquisition course, and of course about the Agra event. And last but not least, I want to say thank you so much for sharing with me this beautiful journey through this course. I think that nowadays we are not only classmates, I can say that we are friends. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to our dear tutor, Miss Tatiana Milena Cuello, and also special thanks to our director, Miss Steffi Marin. Thank you so much for joining us in this panel discussion, guys. Have a great rest of your day and also happy holidays.